Hey fellow backyard boyers, Nick here. With Halloween coming up, today I'm going to show you guys how I made this PVC pipe prop knife. This is a nice little costume knife or long dagger, and this can be made longer or shorter depending on your needs. The blade is 1/2 inch electrical conduit. The handle is made of plumbing pipe and Formufit furniture grade pipe. So overall, it's a nice little prop. And today we're just making the knife. Let's get started. So the first thing I've done is cut all of my pieces to size. The blade is an 18-inch length of 1/2 inch Schedule 40 PVC conduit. I like using conduit for its gray color. The handle is a 3-inch piece of 3/4 inch Schedule 40 furniture grade pipe. This is solidly colored throughout. And then for the bolster pieces, the bolster and the butt cap, I'm using 2 pieces of white plumbing pipe. This is 3/4 inch that I cut at a 45-degree angle, and there's about 1/4 of an inch of material on the back here. One's going to go on the end of the handle, the other is going to go on the front of the handle, and that will help give it sort of like a guard. We're going to heat and shape all of this. So the first thing I'm going to do is get some sandpaper, clean off all the lettering, and smooth out all the pieces so that they look good for assembly. Now that this pipe is cleaned up, I'm going to go ahead. So now that this pipe is cleaned up, it's time to heat it up and then flatten it to a taper. So I'm going to heat it up with my heat gun from end to end, place it into this flattening jig. I'm going to press one side completely flat, and I'm going to let the other side come up to about 1/2 inch in width or thickness. Here, bring the end. It's centered. And there's going to be a little bit of a curve to it. That's fine. Okay, get that end as flat as I can. All right. So here it is right now. You can see there's a bit of a waviness up to the front here. So I'm going to go ahead, heat this up, and just straighten this out so there's a nice curve from handle to tip. So now that it's just starting to puff back, I can move this and shape this to the curve that I want, and I'm going to place it back in and reclamp. Alright. Now I'm going to heat this handle section and just expand this front area a little bit so that there's a definite transition between the blade and the handle. Alright, so now that you can see it's starting to puff up, I'm going to shape my handle the way I want. I'm going to put a little bit of a curve into it and shape just a little bit of a spot for the front of the hand to go. right up here in the front. And then I'll do one more indentation right here at the back of the handle to establish a nice grip. Alright, so now I'm just going to smooth everything out. There it is. Now we can start gluing our handle together. Now I'm going to take this hot melt glue, heat it up with a heat gun, and apply a very thin coat to this handle so that the handle pieces will adhere nicely to the blade. Now I'm going to heat this end piece. I'm going to heat this piece to go on the end. Alright, so a little bit of the tang is coming out in the end. I'm just going to grab it and pull it back like this, just to lock everything in place so the end is secure. Now we're going to heat up the front piece and put it on the front. Alright, so I've gone ahead and marked a nice radius for the tip here. I'm going to go ahead, cut this out, then sand the blade, smooth everything out. And we might have to do a little bit of shaping here with heat, depending on how much of a gap there is. Alright, so there's the handle after shaping. I'm going to go ahead with a file, clean everything up, and sand it down again. You can see I've filed this in. And there's a bit of a gap. So I'm going to heat it up gently just to close this gap. Alright, so now that it's coming together, I'm just going to help it along. So now that everything's sanded, I'm just going to use a scouring pad to give everything a nice satin finish. So here's the knife all finished up. I went ahead and oiled the handle just so that everything has a nice smooth look to it. Here it is. So I hope you enjoyed building this along with me today. If you have any suggestions for other builds like this you'd like to see, please let me know in the comments below. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.